Alright, here I am again. That's how I started my last video. It's funny. Anyway, it's not really funny. It's just a little tiny bit funny. Barely even scratches funny surface, actually. But anyway, okay, quick. I don't know why I have to be quick. Yeah, so let's just do the summary thing. Life in, quick 15-minute video kind of thing. Yeah, beginning to end. And please, somebody who's got some sort of opposing opinion, find some portion of this video that you find objectionable or you disagree with, and then explain your disagreement, please. Alright, so look, life started off with this whole thing. You got this universe, boom, blows up. It's just matter, elementary, energy. Why it exists, yeah, well, whatever. It just does. And that's just the way it is. Nothing would be just as hard to explain as something, so it doesn't really matter. It exists, we know it, it's quite obvious, bingo. It doesn't matter. No God, no intelligent design, no creator, no mission involved whatsoever. Nobody said, oh, let's build one of these and mail it to China or something. Let's give a universe to the human race. None of that kind of objective involved. It's just matter, just energy. Just doing crazy stuff, because that's what crazy was. Energy's a wild and crazy guy with absolutely no brain and no sensibilities. Okay, so yeah, it's just doing its thing. So anyway, yes, it's all deterministic, all the matter is in motion, it's all doing its little thing on an elementary quantum type level, and blah blah blah. Whatever the initiator was, it remains in motion, and it is, we are the bullet fired, blah blah blah. Okay, who cares? It's all not intelligent design. Not intelligent design. Not for an intelligent purpose. Okay, anyway, so let's go back to, so let's start when the universe is already going, and we have this planet Earth thing, and we have just these right circumstances, and a cell acquires the capacity to reproduce itself and goes, oops, I reproduced. Because chemistry was sloshing around for, oh, maybe a billion years, at least a few hundred million, and yeah, perfect storm kind of thing. One complex compound banged into another complex compound, banged into another complex compound, and another complex compound, and the four of them together added up to, poof, reproducing cell. Something like that, okay? Not exactly, something like that took place. Once you had this reproducing cell based on a DNA molecule at its core that actually did mutations or changes with its reproduction. So as it reproduced, the DNA molecule would make errors. There would be errors in the copies, and quite obviously the copies produced that had showed some new change that was advantageous to its survival in its competition with its brothers and sisters. That one would reproduce more, ergo have more children, ergo, more copies of that copy. More blueprints would be created of that design. Okay, now we can move along a billion or so years, maybe two, and these little DNA molecules now have acquired some complexity. They've gotten, they've actually incorporated other cells inside of cells. Stolen the functionality, made slave cells essentially out of other cells to become their mitochondria, slaves out of their own children, probably a better way to put it, to become, super cells. And now they start to develop organelles of a type in their little cellular membrane, and now are acquiring animation. They can move, they can eat, they can shit, they can do all kinds of things in ways that, humans can anthropomorphize about, because it looks like it's doing something we're doing. But they don't have a brain, they don't have neurons, they don't have a complex consciousness, they don't have a will, they don't have a desire. They're just little reproducing machines. You could make one out of metal and put a CPU in it and have it bop around your house, and you wouldn't call it a living thing, you'd call it a little machine. And that's what they were, little machines. And they're still squiggling about, a whole bunch of them right there, about a billion of them right there in the dirt. Just doing their little thing, their little conversion process of consumption and reproduction. All right, some cannibalism, but no addiction. All right, so anyway, 2 billion years of this crap, and now we're getting more and more complicated. Organisms are now developing arms and legs. They're swimming about. They're doing all kinds of things to chase down their food and rip it to pieces with little teeth and other kinds of objects to make it more consumable. They're basically energy thieves because there's a lot of energy stored in these passive life forms. These passive life forms have a year's worth of energy stored in them, and you can steal it in one big giant gulp. You can gulp it down and steal a year's worth of sunlight that organism has harvested. And so yeah, some animals start to develop unique and efficient ways of stealing their energy. And then they battle with each other about who can steal it the best and whether we can steal it from each other. And it's just a stealing game, an energy stealing game. And so they're caught up in this, and they're still not feeling anything much. But this brain thing is starting to develop because there's advantage to having an organism that can walk and that can, open its mouth and eat food at the right time and wonder why the fuck a soccer ball is sitting here in the middle of nowhere. I don't know, shall I kick it? Ooh, it's deflated. Must be a dog's, but I don't know. I'm stealing it. Fuck it. I like it. I'm gonna call it Friend. 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 It's my friend. Ooh, that was a good kick, but it deflected off that tree. Anyway, this is going to slow down my history of life on Earth because I have to kick a ball. Yeah, that's how great humanity is. Ball kicking. Run, Gary, run. Kick, ball, kick. Might be theirs. Dog's coming. So anyway, where was I? Yeah, people. Is this your dogs or no? Yeah. Okay. It's not his?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I didn't want to steal a dog's ball. Yeah, what was I? Yeah, I completely forgot I'm making a video. Oh, yeah, I'm really doing well. Anyway, so where were we? So yeah, life is just these little roundy things. They got little spots on them, doing different things, bouncing about, legs, arms, teeth, and all that crap. Ooh, made it across the water. Ooh, it went back in the water. Fail, fail, fail. All right, I gotta go get the ball. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Oh, fast, fast, fast. Hop, rock, 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 rock. Whoa, just made it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Almost got wet. That was that whoaing thing. Had to regain my balance. All right, there we go. Okay, all right, I know this is stupid. Doesn't matter, I like stupid. Enjoy it. Okay, where was I? All right, so yeah, so arms, legs. Okay, so the brain thing is happening now. And so it's developing these reflexes. So when certain conditions are right, it does certain things, like, a predator comes along, it shoots a bunch of methane out its ass, gains ludicrous speed, and shoots away. Or some other kind of mechanical process for making it advantageous for its escape so it can live to reproduce. And yeah, so it just keeps evolving. Another 500 million years go by, and now we're starting to get more and more complicated. And because now we're developing these sense organs, and they have this feeling attached to them of positive and negative, attraction and repulsion. Very basic, but it's a very functional device to be able to create a sensation. The sensations don't require immediate action. Sensations give you a potentiality. They create a tension, and they say, okay, I'm hungry. I've used this example, and I'll just keep using it because it's a great example. But we also know that, I'm hungry, but I'm afraid. So if I go out and get my food in the middle of the day, the lion will eat me. So maybe I'll wait until, the lion already ate somebody else, and I feel pretty safe because they're all got a big fat belly and are sitting by the pond drinking. And so my fear will subside, and I will go out and grab myself some, yummy little wheatgrass or something, and then run back to my tree or my hovel to hide from the beasties. But yeah, it'll be good for me because I'll live. So I have this feeling organ that allows me to have 2 desires at once, or even 3, or even 5. And so it mixes them and matches them, and then comes up with behavior reactions when the right circumstance. When we have little fear and big hunger, or little hunger and big fear, yeah, you'll act differently. And so you become more functional. You're able to survive and in turn reproduce more prolifically. And so then, yeah, well, through this whole thing we develop this sex thing, because sex creates more diversity, which provides more opportunity for evolution. This is all just like basic 5th grade biology, so I don't want to get too deep into all that crap. But yes, there's no hugely intelligent design behind it. It's just a fact that organisms will evolve more rapidly through this method, and that's why this method has been the method that the future endorsed, so to speak, quote unquote. It won the race. It won the competition, period. So that's all this is about, is winning some stupid competition defined by this idea of survival of the fittest. The fittest doesn't mean anything. It just means the most suited to a particular environmental circumstance or time. If this was the Ice Age, fitness would mean a different thing. If this was prehistoric times before a meteor hit, certainly survival would mean something very different. There probably would be no opportunity for walking around kicking soccer balls. You probably couldn't survive doing that because, yeah, T-Rex would have you for a nice little appetizer before dinner. But that's not the world. The world turned out the way it did. Our ancestors made it, blah, blah, blah. Now, as for our high intelligence, just a weird little quirk of fate, weird little quirk of the evolutionary process, where maybe 100,000 years ago, we developed a little change in our brain that made us language capable. We could store conceptual words in our brain, enough of them, that eventually we'd be able to develop a language out of it. But at the time, we could make no real use of our intelligence. You could take a baby from 100,000 years ago, put it through 12 years of common public education, and it would be just as smart as you. Had the same brain. So here we had this weird evolutionary quirk where we were given huge potential that we really couldn't use. We had no idea. We were using our big giant brain to basically put bones on the end of our arrows instead of rocks on the end of our arrows. Not a huge advance, but the big advance would be what we could do with storage. And once we had language, we could learn from each other. We could learn from the past. We could teach the future. And that changed everything. And so now we've completely broken nature's hold on us. There is no more natural selection since the invention of the condom. And there's no human selection in that we're living in chaotic social systems and cultures. The worst of us breed. The best of us do not. It's all backwards. Doesn't really matter though. We have medical technology and we have lots of other assets to compensate for any genetic damage we might do to ourselves. But the point is we only exist because of circumstances that have nothing to do with intent or purpose or accomplishment in any real sense. It just satisfies the requirement of the chemistry. The fire that burns the brightest and the fastest will win the race. And so our kind of fire has won. We have survived 4 billion years. We survived the Black Plague and survived all the little evils, the dinosaurs, all of it. We survived all of it. Our ancestors survived. They were the survivors. And that's it. It doesn't mean anything though. Not a damn thing. Because the standard for survival wasn't being bright, or being great, or being super cool, or being magnificently super greaty, fantastic-y. No, it was just being able to rip the other motherfucker's head off before he ripped your head off. It was cold and cruel and stupid and moronic. And that's not exactly something to be proud of. And in the end, all we got is this feeling mechanism out of the deal. This little horniness and hunger and our little superficial satisfaction in feeding our addictions. And yes, we are in fact addicted. Every day you will need more. You will need more. You will need more. And that's all we really are. We just need machines created by a DNA molecule through 4 billion years of kind of silly evolution, reproduction for the sake of reproduction, having no purpose, completely incidental to purpose. It would just be like if there was a special chemistry, you irradiate this soccer ball and it reproduces itself. Doesn't want to, doesn't need to, doesn't mean to. It just goddamn happens. That's all it is. It's like a crystal growing, an emerald being created in the ground. It doesn't say, I'm going to create myself. I want to be an emerald. No, it just happens because of the chemistry, because of the circumstance. And that's all we are. Victims of circumstance, nothing to accomplish. We are not built to be happy. We are built to be hungry. We are built to keep chasing, to be forever not complacent. You're not made to sit on a comfy couch and be satisfied. That wasn't your historical environment. That wasn't where you came from. You're designed to consume and to be horny for all the things that'll make you consume and reproduce. And that's it. And then your purpose is complete. You are disposable. You will be killed. And that's it. The end. Nothing. Nothing to win. No glory. Everything you think is an accomplishment is just a pile of psychological bullshit built into your crazy little psychology ego. It's no better than some two rams on a mountain running into each other, banging each other's heads in for a silly victory that means absolutely nothing. One of them will feel the joy of the triumph of my balls are bigger than his. The other one would be defeated and perhaps even die in psychological diminishment. He'll lose his will to live, his will to fight, his will to desire. And that's all there is. It's stupid, it's idiotic, it's nonsense. And anybody who thinks imposing it is a brilliant or great idea is a menace, is a crazy, silly Dr. Frankenstein, waking the dead, tormenting the dead for his own glory, his own ego, just because he's saying, I can, I will. Well, fuck you. And the fact that you can reproduce is just a fact of biology. Okay, you didn't earn it. You didn't get a license somewhere. You didn't demonstrate any other meritorious reason why the ability was bestowed upon you because you're so fucking great. No, none of that shit. It's just your biology. And the fact that you can doesn't mean you should. And until you can articulate why you should, you fucking shouldn't. So there. I made it. So yeah, life is pointless. We should discontinue the insane experiment because it's being conducted on sentient beings now who are in this paradoxical, horrid circumstance of being built basically to need more than they can ever find, to need more than will ever be able to satisfy them, to want, to need, to chase, to whap stupid spokes in a retarded wheel for no reason, for no accomplishment, and at the great hard expense of a likely miserable, crappy death. You're either going to lose your body in a bad way or you'll lose your mind in a bad way. But either way, it's going to be bad. So get over yourselves, face the music. We suck, life sucks, the whole fucking thing is insanely stupid. Grab hold of that truth and get comfortable with it, because your descendants are going to have to live with it if you keep perpetuating this insane game. If you don't make love to it, they're going to have to. They're going to have to love that ugly truth eventually. So buck up, and instead of sentencing your kids to a worse fate, have the guts to take on the truth now. Thank you very much. Too much sun. Till next time.